Hey guys, Long Haul Larry, and up here in the Yooper land, up at Yooper House. Um, I'll just say that I kind of taken a break from YouTube for a little bit. I am coming out with some videos. These are older videos and stuff, but I have taken a little bit of time off of recording and stuff. Just needed a break for a little bit, and I just some things going on, just overwhelming with some things and stuff. But getting back to it. Getting back to some of the recording stuff and everything. We did get a very big amount of snow up here. And my brother came up from Wisconsin. He came up snowmobiling. And a guy that we go snowmobiling that I've been snowmobiling with out west. This guy is crazy. And if you guys seen the videos, the video of me going out there with these guys and kind of recording a little bit of this and stuff. Yeah, this guy's crazy. He's crazy good. He's actually sponsored by 519. He's the guy that's on the channel. It's 319 Productions, and he has YouTube videos and stuff like that. And we're actually in some of those videos. My brother and stuff from trips out west and everything. And I think I've showed it to you guys in the past, but if you haven't checked it out, I think they are the best snowmobiling videos out there. They're not instructional videos or nothing, but they're just cool videos. Does a great job. But those guys came up with my back. I've been working really hard to get back. I was hoping that by this winter time I was going to be able to get back to snowmobiling. Snowmobiling is my passion. But I did get out, but I can't do anything really. I can go out and just kind of snowmobile slowly and just kind of follow along and stuff, but it's kind of boring for me, but you know, it is still snowmobiling. Basically, a lot of the things is I've been trying to work with Tracy and trying to teach her how to do this. She does not have a lot of experience on snowmobiling, so she's only gone one time before she met me, and that was just riding on the back of a snowmobile. So she bought that really nice snowmobile and everything. She went out with us when we first met, and she went out with me and my brother, and she actually used one of my brother's sleds, and she loved it. So she ran right out and bought that really nice snowmobile, her TT. And so now, basically what I've been doing, I think this winter is going to be a lot of just working with Tracy just to get things going and stuff, which is fine because I can't really do a lot anyways, but I can go out. I did go out and I just kind of rode around and stuff. I just have to be very careful. I can't be hitting any jumps. I can't be getting stuck. I got to be very careful about that because lifting things is not my forte. I did get a little bit sore, but it wasn't bad. It was just, you know, come back, sit on some ice and stuff, and I was able to recover. So it's not bad. I also did take the snow bike out. And I think I might put a video of that just going on. I just went out by myself and, not by myself, but I went out and just did some snow biking. And it actually, I know it's hard to believe, but it's actually probably more comfortable than snowmobile. Snowmobile is a lot more heavier, and there's a lot more jerking around and stuff. This is a dirt bike, and it has a huge amount of suspension to it, and it's actually a pretty soft ride. So I've been able to do it, but I have to be very careful because I can't tip the thing over. I can't pick it up. If I do, somebody's got to help me. I can't get it by myself. So I got other things that are going on around here. I'm just going to walk through the house and show you guys some of the things that I've been doing. One of the things is I've gotten this fall ceiling up. And I'm going to be painting this white. So it brightens up this area, makes it brighter in here. But I just have it up temporarily. Well, it's not up temporarily. It's up. This is the way it's going to be. But I haven't done this section. Now, I was planning on just putting plastic up like what I have. You guys can see all the plastic. It's all the way from one roof line over to the other. And I was planning on doing this, but I actually like this. I like how this looks. And so what I'm going to do is the rafters up here, I have this plastic up here for a vapor barrier, and I'm gonna go pick up a bunch more paneling, just like what I have over here. And I'm going to do that all up above the garage door and down the side walls to meet those walls. The main reason why is because of looks, and then I'm gonna paint it all white. I think it'll look a lot better. I'm not going to be insulating the garage. I keep thinking about it. I have a ton of rolls of insulation left from when I did the house. I probably have 15 rolls out of my shed. And I keep going, it wouldn't be that big a deal, but then I'm like, I'm gonna build a shed in the back, and that's gonna be insulated, heated, and everything. So I don't need the garage to be heated. But it's just gonna be nice. I'm gonna put a false ceiling up there above the plastic where the lights are and stuff, above the garage door opener, and then over on the sides it'll go down. And the plastic is up there just for a vapor barrier. I did the same exact thing up here. And the garage is not insulated, but I did run piping off the propane of the house, ran it into the garage, and I picked up this really nice little heater. And it's just a nice little propane heater. And I can fire this heater up in the morning, and usually I will get, it's probably 55 to 60 degrees in here. That's crazy. This place is not insulated, and it does a great job. There is a fan option that you can get that mounts on the back that blows it out, because right now the heat just rises up off it. I gotta get that fan. But I know that Menards in Wisconsin actually sells that. You can get those fans and stuff right where I bought the heater. I could order it, but I think I'm going to be heading back down for Christmas, so I'll just stop and get it. Plus all this paneling, the reason why I haven't done that section up over there yet in the front is because I ran to a local place up here, and everything is so much more expensive up here. I don't really get it, because this is where the wood comes from, is up here. But I ran to a lumber place, and they do have these exact same pieces of paneling. This is the cheapest paneling you can get. It's the cheapest I could get at Menards. And I was gonna get white, but the thing was, the white was almost $7 more a sheet. It's the exact same stuff. I was like, you know what? I could paint it. So I got the cheapest stuff possible, and I went down to a local hardware store here where they sell wood and stuff, and the paneling there was $7 more expensive than what I paid at Menards. And so, you figure it out. It would cost me about an extra $125, $150 to panel all that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm heading down to Wisconsin for Christmas at Tracy's place. And when I come back, I'll just stop at Menards on the way back and pick up everything I need. Tackle that when I get back. Plus, my daughter and her husband are coming up here day after Christmas. And they're going to meet me back up here. And they're always looking for projects to do. Well, they can help me with that, because putting these sheets up here and holding them up here and stuff, this wasn't too bad because it's pretty low. And I just kind of made a thing with 2x4s, and I just kind of put the sheet up there and then slid it up underneath a 2x4 holding it. And then I was able to wiggle it around and get where I want, put a couple of screws in it. But all the way up there, I think it'd be nice to have some out. So what else do we have going on? We got the really nice heater. And we got this all done out here. And I just got to finish that, and then I'll paint it all white. I have this sliding barn door for the house. And I bought it. I love the idea. Tracy wants to say that it's her idea because it's a good idea. That argument goes on forever. She always says, that was my idea when I say something, and I say, you've never explicited that idea. It's funny. We always have a thing about it. But I bought this, and I bought it too big. It's about 2 inches too wide for the door, and I was actually going to cut it. You can see I put the line on here. But then I started doing some investigation. I started looking at the wood of the door I bought, and I think these are hollow. So I don't want to cut it. So I'm not going to cut it. It's fine if it's going to be a little bit bigger than the door open. That's fine. But this is a sliding door. It's one of these barn doors. I will have to cut the height. I'm going to have to cut it and then move this bottom piece up to the height that I want, because I have such low ceilings in here. And that is causing a problem with this. This is the track that gets mounted on the wall. you mount this on the wall and everything, and there's things that keep it away from the wall and everything. And then these are the runners that get mounted onto a door. And so these get mounted on just like so, and then the track will be above it, and then they roll back and forth on these. And I'll show you what the problem is in the house. In the house here, I've gotten a couple other tests done. One was, we've noticed when we had a bunch of people here, when people are out snowmobiling and everything else, was this area is not big enough. This is not big enough for everybody to come in, take all your gear off and everything else, and try to keep the snow in this area. You know, people are coming in, they were doing it on the garage, but people were in here, and you go out there and you start to get stuff ready, and then you got to come in, you got to grab something, and you walk in here and you're getting snow on the carpet. So Tracy wanted to put runners in here. I never really like runners, but after I saw what happened with everything, with everybody here, I said, okay. And these were remnants of the carpet that was put in this room. We had this roll left. I just rolled it all together, wrapped it duct tape, and this piece was big enough to cut this out of. And so I have cut this and laid this down on the carpet, and I have it so it runs here and it runs into there. And then if you have to go into the kitchen or something like that, that's still annoying. I mean, you could just grab the mop or whatever and just run it across there, and that's easy to clean up. But the carpet, we don't want to wreck the carpet in here, so we put these in here. And now what I'm going to do is get some carpet strips in where the carpets come together and on the ends, and I'm just going to put them and just put some couple screws into them, and that way it keeps them into place. But then a couple screws you pull out and you're able to pull these up. We're going to use these for now. Eventually we might get some carpets, some like rugs or something to kind of take this place, but right now kind of blends right in. Can't really see it that much, so it'll work good. Another thing that we have done, which has been another argument, whose idea this was, was I put this shelf right here. Tracy did not want to do this. She did not like the idea of it. I kind of said something about it. She talked it down. Then, as we said with a bunch of people here, we noticed we needed it. And what has happened is guys were coming in and everybody was undressing, and everybody was putting like their jackets and stuff hanging everything over here like it should, and guys were putting their helmets over there to hang up and dry out and everything. But then all your gloves and stuff, they're wet. And if you put the gloves in the cabinet here and you put them in there all wet, in the morning they're going to still be wet. So we made this, and what everybody was doing was they were kind of laying their gloves all on the windowsill here. So what I did is I made this nice rack where you could set stuff up on here, gloves and everything else. And I've actually made it, I don't know where it is. I thought I left it on here, it must be on the garage. But I just took a piece of wood, and it's got a wider base on it. It's a piece of pine board. And then I put a bunch of dowels sticking up where you could just set your gloves standing up on them. And I have enough for 3 pairs of gloves. Oh, there's my turkeys. Oh, there's only one. Where's the rest of them? Can you guys see that turkey out there? There is a flock of about 8 turkeys, and if you look out there, you can see their tracks everywhere. They're just running around my house nonstop for days. I don't know what's going on. But you can see we got some snow. It is still snowing. This is just lake effect stuff. We're supposed to have a big storm coming in, I think tomorrow, or not tomorrow night, the night after, and then over Christmas. Right now we have about a foot of powder out there. We got really warm up here, like the rest of the country, and we had about 2 to 2.5 feet of snow, and all melted. And we only ended up, we had about 8 inches left when it was all done and over, and then it started snowing again. And it's been doing this real light snow, but then we had a nice storm come through and dump yesterday and today. And I actually just got done cleaning the driveway. And we've gotten about a foot out of the storm, and we're supposed to get some more this weekend. So it's turning out pretty good. But this is going to be nice for everybody to dry things out. All right, guys, so this is where that sliding barn door is going to go. And it's going to be right in here, and it's going to slide this way. This is the bar cart right here over here that the drunk carpenter made me. It's awesome. Here's my problem. My ceilings are only 7 feet tall. So I can spread out my fingers. I could touch the ceiling off the top of my head. When I first moved in here, it bothered me. It was like, oh, these ceilings are so low. But then one of you guys, a subscriber, left a comment and it said, well, low ceilings means less heat. And I was like, you're right. I like it now. It costs me less to be here. But with this barn door, what's going to happen is it's going to be a problem. The track is going to have to be right even with the bottom door. I can't have it down any lower because when I come through, it's only a little bit. So we got to have the track even with the bottom of the door. And it works. If I put the track up against right at the bottom of the door, there's still enough room for the roller to fit up against here that it doesn't hit the ceiling. It's tight, but it works. Here's the problem. Over here. This is a supporting beam in this house. Where the camera is sitting right now is the pass-through in the kitchen. And I cut that out, and I did put a beam through there and stuff. But there's not a ton of, it's not as much as the solid wall would be. For structure, this beam is the main structure of this house. And going across this dining room, this is what holds the center of this house. The joists go up, and that's what holds the joists and the rafters and the roof and everything comes off of this beam. And it's a whole bunch of wood, bunch of 2x6s and all this stuff, and 2x4s going different directions to make it real strong. The problem is that the track going along here, and I was thinking what I was going to do is just carve a little bit out to make the wheels go through. And the wood doesn't start until about up in here because it's all drywall. So I thought, well, I could just carve a little bit out of there and we'll paint it white. You won't really even see it. No rollers will go past it. But the problem is the rollers are almost tight to the ceiling. So what my idea is, I spent a whole day contemplating this stuff. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to cut the drywall off, starting out about here where my finger is. It's about 4 inches away from the wall. Cut the drywall out for 3.5 inches, 3.5 inch square right underneath this beam. Then I'm going to cut the flooring out. This is a laminate flooring that has to move. So I'm going to have to cut the flooring out right directly below it. Use a plumb bob. And then I'm going to cut a 4x4 post. And I'm going to cut it for the exact width, probably maybe just a little bit taller than what it needs to be, and hammer it into place. And put it in there and put a support right underneath here to kind of take the place of this wall. And I'm going to put a new support beam out here, and there's going to be a gap from the back side of the beam to the wall. It's probably going to be about that wide. And then I'm going to wrap the whole beam with pine board, and that will look good. We can paint it, whatever, and we can paint this all up and everything. And it's going to have a beam out here, and the cart, we can put that out a little bit further from the wall and kind of put it up against that beam. It won't take very much of this, but then there's going to be a big gap around here. Then I can cut this beam all the way up to the ceiling here. There's still going to be a beam. The beam goes up into the ceiling. There's still going to be some of the beam left going over to this wall, but this supporting is going to hold it. So I'm going to cut this out, and then that will give me a spot where the door can slide back and forth. And that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. That's a bigger project that's going to have to wait for some help and everything else. And I'll tackle that later. I'm not going to do that right now. But that's what's going to have to be done. I contemplated all different things. I thought about putting a door on this side and opening this way, but the problem is the TV is there and everything and the cabinet stuff. Then Tracy was saying something about building that so it stands off like a fake wall where it slides behind it. Problem is all the outlets, the switches, everything is on this wall. It would be a big job of moving all this. I think it would be easier just to build a beam. So that's what we're doing. That's what the things have been kind of going on around here and everything, what I've been working on. But today, I gotta work on my dirt bike and get my snow bike all ready because it is snowing. So I do have to leave for Christmas, but when I come back for Christmas, my kids are gonna be here and Tracy will be coming back up here and we might be going back out and getting some more work on Tracy. So we'll see.